Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us as the Denver Nuggets force a Game 7 with a 119-107 victory over OKC. They got production from where they needed it. Nikola Jokic was sensational tonight, 29 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists. He got 25 points from Jamal Murray, 23 points from Christian Braun. But it was Strother off the bench that was 4-4 from the free throw line and 3 of 4 from the three-point line. 4 of 8 from the field. They gave him 15 big points off the bench, and that was the difference as they win by 12, 119-107. Ocho, we've got a Game 7. Game 7. I guess if you play a series sports, no phrase is more important than Game 7. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. Y'all know me. I am your favorite unk, Shannon Sharpe. My partner and co-host, Liberty City legend, the Bingo Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro, that's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Every subscriber counts. We thank you for counting. We thank you for mattering. We also thank you for helping us matter. I don't know if you saw this today, Ocho, but Netflix, YouTube came out with their top 100 podcasts. Even though we're,
No, I didn't see it. You know, Uncle, I've been with all the rookies today. Talk to me now.
Shay Shay Media have 2 shows in the top 100. Club Shay Shay at number 7. Number 28 is Nightcap. Now, there are some bad, the thing is, Ocho, that's not really what we getting better at. And we're going to get even better. But once we get back in our element, which is the NFL season, we're going to climb back up in that top 10 like where we're supposed to be.
Look, you got to understand how good it is for that not to be our element, obviously, and we us doing what we're doing right now and still be at 28. That's
28 out of 100. And we're in front of some. And we're in front of some pods, Ocho, that basketball is their specialty. So it just goes to show you that our fans, that they respect what we do, they support what we do, and they're going to tune into what we do. So we can't thank you guys enough. Also joining us, we have a very special guest to talk this game tonight. His nickname was The Matrix. He's a 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, an NBA champion with the Mavs. His number 31 jersey is retired with the Phoenix Suns. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Shawn The Matrix Marion. Matrix, what's going on, bro? You good?
What's up? What's up, Unc and Chad? What's good, man?
We good, bro. Thanks for joining us. We'll get right to you in just a second. Please make sure you go check out Shea by Laportier. We do have it in stock. It's the best tasting BSOP premium cognac on the market. Now, if you cannot find it in a city or state near you, order it and we'll ship it directly to your door. Please drink responsibly and stay safe. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms, Shay Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. We do nice things like this. The link is pinned in the chat. Supplies are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. So please grab yours while supplies last. Tickets for our Not Safe for Work tour are on sale. 8 stops: Baltimore, Philly, Charlotte, Los Angeles, Miami, NYC, Chicago, and Detroit. Tickets can be found at shayshaymedia.com/tour. That's shayshaymedia.com/tour. Go get your tickets now and catch out your favorite Unc and Ocho as we come to a city near you. Matrix, we got a Game 7. The Denver Nuggets do what I thought they would do, going home, they hold serve, and they force a Game 7. 119-107. You got great contributions. You got 5 guys in double figures, led by Nikola Jokic, 29, 14, and 8. Jamal Murray had 25, 8 assists. Christian Braun had 23 points, 11 big rebounds. He had 5 assists. Michael Porter Jr., he came to the party tonight. He didn't take many shots, but he made the shots that he took. He made those count. He had 10 points, but it was Strother off the bench. They gave him 15 big points. He was 3 of 4 from the three-point line and 4 of 8 from the free throw line. From the field. Watching this game, Matrix, what did you like about what you saw from the Nuggets? Because I thought they took control early in the first quarter, and then they kind of let it slip away in the second quarter. They regained it in the third quarter, and then went cruised home in the fourth quarter. It was tough, nip and tuck, but they broke the game open. What did you like about what you saw from the Nuggets tonight?
Championship pedigree. You got 2 of the best closers in the game right now with Joker and Murray, man. Murray stepped up big. He came up. They say he was sick before the game, but, man, I think he's He's special, man. I think he don't get enough credit as he deserves, man. I think you last 2 minutes of the game, that's a tough team to beat, man.
You know what I like? I like the fact that they're really aggressive. They shot 32 free throws tonight, so that tells me they weren't settling. They were trying to put pressure on the OKC defense. No, this is a very good defensive team. They got guys that can defend. They switch everything. They got two bigs that can protect the paint. You got Jalen Williams, who's a great defender. Lou Dort. You have Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, Wallace. You got guys, they got about 6 or 7 guys that can defend the wing, and they switch everything because they don't want to help and leave guys wide open. And I thought the Nuggets did a great job tonight, Matrix, of putting the ball on the floor, trying to get the ball to the rim, and they drew a lot of fouls. They shot 32 free throw attempts. They was 27 of 32. And the Thunder was only 10 of 16, and Shai Gilgeous shot 11 of the 16 free throws. I thought Jalen Williams, he was off tonight. He was 3 of 16 from the floor, 0 of 4 from 3, and he didn't get to the free throw line at all. Hartenstein, he doesn't really normally get to the free throw line. Lou Dort didn't get to the free throw line. But when you only got 3 guys and they take all 16, that tells me you're not nearly aggressive enough, and maybe you settled a little bit more for threes than you should have.
Yeah, they need somebody else to step up tonight. I think when you look at this game, they're a young team. I think they're growing. They're getting better as they keep playing. But man, I think the execution of Denver just prevailed, and they played smart and they took care of the ball when they needed to. They had too many mistakes out there, young mistakes. It's a mentality of these young teams that I love OKC. They play hard. They play great with their hands, but I think sometimes they just seem like they're lethargically going through the motions at times, and they pump the brakes a little bit when they need to be putting their foot on the pedal and taking it to another level. They've shown signs they can do it. They're a resilient team, but when the mistakes catching up with them, they turn the ball over a little too much.
Yeah, and they're not a three-point shooting team, Ocho. They were 11 of 40 tonight. They were 27.5%. Julian Strawther, he hit more threes than any player on OKC. And so we knew that, look, the big guns, they got to fire tonight. Joker and Murray, they did that. Now, where else can we get some production? Because they needed those points. Because in the fourth quarter, he had some big threes. He got a couple of rebounding, put some putbacks. Because you look at it, OKC's bench is better. Is better than the Nuggets bench. And so they needed some production off that bench, and Julian Strawther gave that to them. 15 points, a career playoff high, 3 or 4 from the three-point line. I thought Christian Brown was fabulous tonight. 23 points, Ocho, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. He was 3 of 6 from the three-point line. He had more points than J-Dub. He had more rebounds than Hartenstein, more steals than Caruso, and more made threes than Shai. He's the youngest player in franchise history with a 20, 10, 5, and 3 game in a playoff game. Jamal Murray has 25 points in playoff games. I mean, think about it. Jamal Murray has more 25-point playoff games than Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson, Joel Embiid, Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, Bill Russell, Derrick Rose, Penny Hardaway, Chauncey Billups, and Vince Carter. We don't look at Jamal like that because he's never been on the All-NBA team. He's never been an All-Star. But as Matrix, as you said, he can ball. And the moment he's like James Worthy. He's a big game player. The bigger the game, the better he plays. He knew his back was against the wall. If I don't play well, the series is over in 6 games. Let's get it back to OKC and let's see who can handle the pressure better, we or them. I love the way they played tonight. I love the championship medal, as Matrix mentioned, the Nuggets showed. What did you like about what you saw from the Nuggets?
Obviously they played well. They suffocated. I'm just gonna say it. I feel they suffocated the goddamn the Thunder. It was 1-on-4. I'm gonna call it like that. It was 1-on-5 actually, because Shai was the only one that showed up tonight. Even though he had 28 points, but he only had 2 assists and he had 4 turnovers. But Joker doing what he does, and goddamn Jamal Murray with 25 tonight. Listen, they set the tone. You expect a game like this? You want to be able a young team like that's up and down the floor. They play good defense. You want to be able to close out a game like this, huh? You want to be able to, but obviously the Nuggets having that championship pedigree and being that they've been in this position before, they were able to pull this game off. The fact that Shai the fact that it was a game of this much importance, and Shea was the only one to show up tonight, and nobody else did. Lou Dort, Hartenstein, Jalen Williams, they played bad. They played bad. Now I don't know if maybe they might have been tired. They may want to get the game 7 and then just pull a rabbit out the hat or something.
No, you can't chance that, Ocho, because you're a rolled ankle, you're an elbow, you're a bad play, you're a push, you lose your composure. You're one player away from being out of this thing.
Yeah.
And so you never put off tomorrow what you can get done today. Now, I get that, in front of our home crowd, but your home crowd doesn't guarantee you a win. And so that's why I would be, look, and plus the Nuggets have been in Game 7. They've been here. They've done that. They're battle tested. They got a 3-time league MVP, and they got one of the best big game finishers in Jamal Murray in the NBA. So I wouldn't want to test that. I thought Chet played really good today. He was 8 of 14. He had 11 rebounds, but Jalen Williams, who's their second best player, did not have his best game. He had 6 points with 16 shots, Ocho. He was 0-4 from the 3, and he didn't get to the free throw line. So that tells me he was settling. He wasn't nearly aggressive as he needed to be because he can put the ball on the floor. And he settled for those 3-point shots, which the Nuggets would gladly accept. 16 free throws, 40 3 attempts. That's not Thunder basketball. They need to be somewhere between 25 and 30 free throw attempts and keep that the 3-point attempts somewhere like, if you get to 30, you can live with that. You can live with that. But they got to 40 and they only made 11. They weren't nearly aggressive enough. I think that was a problem for them tonight. But the Nuggets were plenty aggressive with 32 free throw attempts. Looking at this game, so projecting Matrix going to a Game 7. What do you think OKC need to do to keep the Nuggets from coming into their building in a Game 7 and walking out there going to the Western Conference Finals?
What did I say? Show up. I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be simple to them. And that's not going to be simple, but you need your role players play better at home. So that's going to be that's what home court advantage is right now in this postseason. So it's been paying off, but both teams have won on both their home courts. So
Correct.
On the road. So listen, that 7 game, man, you just don't know, man. You throwing it up in the air and like, listen, let's go to war. You got to come to fight. You just don't know because Braun's been struggling the last 3 games. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 games. And
he found his shot tonight.
Confident in his shot tonight. So look, Gordon has been playing great. He didn't have a great game tonight. He scored like 5 points, I think. What did he score? I mean, how many points did Gordon score?
5. He had 5 points on 2 of 7. But did I see him grab? Did you think it looked like he grabbed his hamstring? It looked like that left hammy started bothering him because he was doing it. He was grabbing a little bit.
The left side.
Hey, hamstrings ain't nothing to play with. If he hurt now, that's I don't want that. I don't want to see no injuries in the postseason. But man, that can change the dynamic of everything. You know what I'm saying, on certain teams. He's a big part to their team and what he's done for this for the postseason and helped them win the championship 2 years ago. So it's gonna be interesting to see who shows up. I mean, it's like ain't no more schemes, ain't no more drawing up this and that. They know what it does. They know when they go. They know when everybody going to the bathroom. They know. So let's go to war, baby.
Hey,
I thought the Nuggets bench, they got 27 points from their bench to offset the 30 points because normally the Thunder bench blows the Nuggets bench away. Tonight, it was only a +3. You could live with that because the Nuggets are only going to play like 3 guys off their bench: Russ, Watson, and Strother. Those are the only 2. Those are only 3 guys that's going to get off their bench. Now we know OKC, they're going to play 5 guys coming off their bench. That's what they do. That's what they normally do. Tonight they played a few more, but it was in mop-up duty, so I don't really count those. But you look at guys that Wallace played 27 minutes, Wiggins played 12 minutes, Caruso played 27 minutes, and Jay Williams played 14 minutes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So they played 9 guys. Sometimes, occasionally, they'll play 10. Actually, you can look at they played 10 because Isaiah Joe played 8 minutes. All the other guys played 1 minute. That was mop-up duty. So, they're normally going to run 9, 10 guys at you, Ocho. And that's where they kind of do a lot of their damage because they got guys that can go get buckets against your second unit. You look at Caruso, you look at Carson Wallace, you look at Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. Those guys can score. And so that's normally the deciding factor is that when they take their starters out, OKC take their starters out, their second unit can get some distance. Or they can claw back. If they're behind, they can claw back some of the dig into the lead that you have. But I thought the Nuggets bench played extremely well tonight. I think Coach Adelman is going to be very pleased with the performance that he got. Jamal Murray got a little careless with the basketball late in the ball game. I think he had like 2 or 3 consecutive turnovers and got the game a little bit more interesting than probably what it should have been late. But I love the way they regathered themselves and was able to close this game out by 12. So we have a game 7 in the Western Conference semifinals. The Denver Nuggets, by the score of 119-107 over the OKC Thunder, force a game 7, and that game will be on Sunday. And we'll be right here to you. The Nuggets will play in game 7 for the 7th time in the Jokic era. Sunday would be their first game 7 on the road. They had a road game during the bubble, but that doesn't count because everybody was on the road. Ocho, who you like? Ocho, who you like in this game 7? You taking the Thunder? Or you taking the Nuggets?
The Nuggets have already been there before. I want to see Shea win it. I want to see the MVP get into it. I think the difference in this game is going to have to be the bench. It got to be the bench. The goddamn bench got to show up. Shea going to do what he does. Jalen Williams, Chet, they're going to do what they do. I think the bench is going to be the difference. They have no choice. I mean, game 7 for one, and I'm giving the edge to the Thunder because they're going to be at home. They're going to be at home, so I got them. And if you want to put a little money on it, let me know.
Man, I told you it was concerning to me because I saw Aaron Gordon grabbing a hamstring, and that's not a good sign. And I understand they don't play again, Ocho, until Sunday. If that hamstring, hopefully it was like a little dehydration and it's just grabbing on him, it's just spasming it up. It is not a strain of anything. So let's just hope for that. Let's pray for the best. Yeah, that's all we can do at this point in time now. But they got their work cut out for him. If Gordon was 100% healthy and I didn't see him grab that hamstring, I probably would have went with the Nuggets.
Playing in OKC?
It doesn't matter. I like Jokic and Murray to pull this thing out. All I want to do is get the lead. See, I want to keep your crowd out of the game. And Matrix, you know this. The longer I can keep your crowd out of the game, the better my chances are. Because the home team's going to feed off that energy. But I ain't going to give you nothing to cheer about. I'm going to come out, jump out on you 10-0, make you call a timeout. You hit a bucket, and we're going to go on another spurt. And so we're going to keep the crowd on their hands. We're going to have the crowd waiting for you to give them something to cheer about. But that moment is never going to come. Go ahead, Matrix.
I tell you what, OKC is one of the most loudest arenas I've ever played in. It's going to be rocking in there. So I can't wait. I'm excited for it. You know what I'm saying? I've been in that arena, and that's a hostile environment in there, and I'm telling you, it's going to be off the chain. I think OKC going to pull it out for some reason.
See? Told you, huh?
Matrix, your former team won the NBA draft lottery. It doesn't seem like a tough decision who they'll take. But now some NBA executives are reportedly skeptical that Cooper Flagg will develop, whether or not he'll develop into a superstar. According to Howard Beck of The Ringer, one anonymous exec said that while Flagg has a high chance of becoming an all-star, he isn't in the same class as other recent #1 overall picks, such as Victor Wembanyama and Zion Williamson, in terms of being a can't-miss generational prospect. Another executive suggested Flagg may be a very good player, but not a star. While the third said Flagg does have superstar potential, but they aren't sure he'll be a future MVP candidate. I think those are all the guys that want the Mavericks to trade Cooper Flagg to him.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
so you said they hating already?
Matrix, having played this game for as long as you have and seeing some of the other great players that played this game, what do you think the ceiling is for Cooper Flagg?
Man, you know what? I don't know what the ceiling is, but I think he's so talented and so skilled right now. And the year he had in Duke, I mean, listen, sky's the limit for the young man. I think as long as he come in and put the work in, and we've seen samples of what he can do when he plays against the USA basketball team.
USA, yep.
So the work is there. Now it's going to be a different test now, having to go against these players night in and night out. But I mean, if he comes to the Mavericks and we Mavericks draft him #1, I think he coming into a great organization and a great situation. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be the number
He's
one
not
guy.
the face.
No, not the focal point. And he got some great veteran leaders on that team that can help him, and it's going to be an easier transition. When a lot of times a lot of times good teams don't ever get the first pick. You know what I'm saying? Teams, just because you're a lottery team don't mean you're a bad team. You just had a bad season and things didn't fall your way. So a lot of times, some good players come into teams that are bad. And, you know what I'm saying? You come into a situation where they want you to be the guy immediately. And sometimes that doesn't work out for a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? It's that much pressure. It's harder. There's too much everything going on, too many moving parts. But he got a good chance to go into a good organization, good coach, J Kidd, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And, man, playing with Anthony Davis, Kyrie, Klay Thompson, and a young group of guys that's talented and they hungry. So, I mean, I think as we sit here and talk about all these teams and stuff, a lot of teams are either one player or 1.5 player away from going to the finals. I say this every year, all the time, that the parity is so close right now in the league that you know what I'm saying. All it takes is getting high at the right time.
Right. Ocho, what do you think Cooper Flagg's ceiling is? Because a lot of execs says, yeah, I think he'll be a good player, but not a superstar. I think he'll be good, but he's not Zion. He's not Victor Wembanyama. We don't see him as this generational talent like can't miss. And then another guy's like, well, I don't see him as an MVP candidate. There have been a lot of great players that didn't win the MVP.
Well, hell, they said the same thing about Joker. You see where he went, right? They probably said the same thing about him. But obviously, you watch Cooper Flagg, he's looking what he's done at Duke, right? And you watch him play against the elite talent at the college level. But then you also watch what he was able to do against the USA basketball team before they prepared for the Olympics. And you understand he has all the tools in the toolbox. He's someone that works hard. And obviously, him going to Dallas and not having to be the face and just being a part of that team and being able to work on his game and evolve his game to a point to where he actually can become a superstar. I mean, how many times do you have a player that's a generational talent and comes out and is a Wembanyama or a Zion Williamson? Those are special talents that come around every so often. Everyone else that becomes elite or MVP caliber, they have to work at it. You have to give him an opportunity to work on this game because everybody doesn't just come out in order to be, all right, the chosen one. There's only so many LeBrons.
Yeah, just because I think the thing is, and Matrix, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of times, and Ocho, we know this, it's like, oh, he's number one. He transcended. He's generational. He's franchise altering. No, that somebody's got to go number one.
Every year. Yeah.
So just because you go number one, that doesn't mean you're going to be Kareem or Magic or LeBron or one of these other historically great players that has been selected number one. And so I think that needs to be the thought process. People think just because you go number one, oh, he about to be Peyton Manning. Oh, he about to be John Elway. No, that's not necessarily true. Somebody has to go number one. And maybe just because he went number one, that doesn't mean he's going to be franchise altering. He could. Because look, we can say that there have been plenty of guys that they've had the tag can't miss, and they missed.
Yeah.
And there have been some guys that are like, damn, I didn't see that. Because if you'd have saw that, like you said, Ocho, if everybody would have thought Jokic was going to be what he turned out, he wouldn't have been in the second round. He'd have been the number one pick in the draft.
Exactly.
And because he wasn't, that just goes to show you, you never know what a guy has in here. You never know. You can look at it and say, oh, man, that joker's 6'10". He can jump out the gym. He can shoot the three. He can get to the midi, whatever the case may be. But what does he have in here? How much does it mean to him? Because some guys, it means more to others, and they're willing to work a little harder in order to achieve it. Yeah. Some guys that it comes natural to, Matrix, and they don't work nearly as hard. And you're like, man, I sure wish I had that guy's talent. With his talent and my work ethic, hell, I could have been this. What do you think? What do you think, Matrix?
Man, listen, y'all hitting on a lot of points, man. I think one of the biggest things I'm a firm believer in is, in order to be successful, you got to sacrifice. How much are you willing to sacrifice to get to that position, to get to that next level? I think he has, like you said, he has all potential. One of the things you didn't realize, I guess, doing the history and everybody's talking about, he's gonna be when it happens, he will be the first white boy to actually go number one in the draft in a long time. Think about that. We ain't had
maybe since Bill Walton.
Most of all the white players in the league
are European or black.
First American.
Joker, Luka, all of them. He's the first American Yeah, American boy gonna be going #1 in the draft. That's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
Well, he had,
Gallinari went #1.
yeah. Did he go #1? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
brought Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's a lot, man. That's saying a lot, but man, he's tough, man. I wish him the best, man. I think he has a tremendous upside to the young, and it's gonna be exciting to watch.
Oh yeah, from Indiana.
Who?
Yeah, Kent. The last American-born white player to go #1 overall was Kent Benson.
What year was that?
I think he's the one that got in the fight with Kareem, and Kareem he elbowed Kareem, and Kareem turned around and punched him in the face and broke his nose.
Yeah, what year was that though?
45 years ago.
Oh shit!
Damn.
1977. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because Walton, what was Walton in 76?
Yeah, I was at
75, 76? Walton might have been 75,
75. I was at that draft.
Yeah. So
you wasn't even born yet, but okay.
No, none of us was born. Yeah. So
Walton was the 74 draft.
Yeah, that's special, man.
But yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a long time.
Long time, man. Listen, I think he's special though. I wish him all the luck, man. I hope he's able to excel and do everything he wants and put it. I heard he got a great work ethic. I heard he's a great kid. I ain't met him yet, so I heard he's a special kid. I ain't met him yet. I heard great things about him already, and I thought I was gonna see him. I'm up here. I went to the combine yesterday, so
that's in Toronto.
I ain't seen him yet. So I was hoping to run into him, but I ain't bump into him. So
for Toronto, right?
He around the corner.
Matrix, you was at the right team. It was Andre Bargnani that was #1 overall in 2006 to Toronto. You had the right team, but I knew, I was like, no, it was. I got it confused, but it was Bargnani in 2006.
Yeah, I played with Andre.
But he was foreign-born. When we're talking American-born player, hell, there hadn't been a whole lot of them. I mean, you got to go. I mean, you go back to Walton in '74. You got Kent Benson in '76. No. So it's not like it's it's not been a whole lot of American-born white players that's been selected #1 overall. But if it'd be a huge accomplishment for Cooper Flagg, I'm sure he'd be very excited. His family, his town, his hometown state would be very excited to see finally an American-born white player be selected #1 all. It's interesting to see because the way he plays Ocho, because of the size that he has. What is he, 6'8", 6'9"? He can handle the ball because he led Duke in everything: scoring, rebounding, assists, block shots, steals. So it shows that he's well rounded. He can do basically everything. But the difference is he was coming into Duke is one thing. Coming into the NBA, where there are guys just as skilled, just as tall, can jump just as high, can run just as fast, can shoot just as good, can play defense just as good, can do everything you do just as good. That's what when you start getting the levels, you say, okay, you go to JV and then you go to high school and then you go to college or you go to the G League or wherever the case may be. But once you get to the pros, which is NBA, NFL, MLB, whatever the case, whatever sport that you play, you understand like there's levels to this.
Yes, it is.
And people feed, this is what I tell, these are grown men. This is how they feed their family. This is how kids go to private school. This is how college tuition get paid. This is how to make sure the wife or significant other doesn't have to work. This is how mom or grandma get the house. Bro, guys are not going to allow you to take food off their table.
No.
They bringing it. Because that's how I look. I don't know how you guys approach it, Ocho, but I looked at, you try to take my kids out of school. You try to get my grandma to have to go back to do little odds and end jobs. Oh no, bro, that ain't finna happen.
Yeah. Hey, that's our old school mentality, though. That's our generation. That ain't the new generation mentality.
Really?
They don't think like that.
No. Not like that. No.
Damn.
No. But that's our train of thought because we were survivors back then. These now it's a big entitlement now these days. But some of these kids, there are some special ones that truly believe in putting the work in. And I think he's one of those guys. I think, listen, a lot of us now, we know what the game gave us and the opportunities it gave for us, ourselves, our families, and our friends, and everybody we've been able to truly bless. But sometimes a lot of people take these things for granted, and it can be over just as fast as it came. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because we've been hearing a lot about this. Nico Harrison trades Luka Doncic. Now the ratings goes haywire. He's in LA, and now he trades Luka, and all of a sudden, and the number 2 pick goes to Utah, which means the number 1 pick goes to the Dallas Mavericks. Do you believe the draft is rigged? The draft lottery is rigged?
No, I don't. It's just sometimes things work out in their favor, man. I think if you look at it, if it was rigged, then why are teams tanking purposely to try to get the number 1 pick? Most of the teams that tank, what team has ever tanked, purposely tanked, and got the number one pick? Can you do the history on that?
Yeah.
What team?
It'd be very interesting because the team that started tanking, they pick it way down. They're gonna need to tank again.
I'm saying. So when you start thinking about all that stuff, man, listen, everybody gonna always have a speculation. Somebody gonna always have something to say, whether it's right or wrong. Shit, you know what space we in. Hell.
The conspiracy theory is gonna always exist.
What, man,
well, it started the first year. It actually started, guys. The first year they had the lottery in '85, and the Knicks ended up getting Patrick Ewing. So that started it. They're like, hold on, how does New York, the first year they got the lottery, he the Patrick Ewing?
I mean.
So that started. So ever since then, they're like, hold on. You mean to tell me a guy that grew up 1 hour away from Cleveland, and he's coming out, and he ended up to the Cavs, LeBron?
I don't know. Listen, hey, it was such a convenience. It's such an odd convenience too, Sean, to where it almost seems like, even though if you're a conspiracy theorist and all, it just seems like it was rigged or done on purpose to satisfy not just the Mavs organization, but the fans as well, and to get Nico Harrison off the goddamn hook. That's just what it feels like. Just what are the odds? Think about it though. What are the odds?
1.8. They had the fourth longest odds to get the number 1 overall pick. I think Derrick Rose was like one for Chicago. Another one. Chicago got Derrick Rose. We didn't want to talk about that, but go ahead, Ocho. Finish your point.
I was just saying, just the fact that it all happened that way, and it was perfect. It seemed perfectly orchestrated. You let Luka go, and you have nothing. Everybody's upset. Nico Harrison keeps on talking about it, making everybody even more upset. And now, to ease everybody's mind and ease the tension, damn, now you got the number 1 pick too? I don't know. It just seems the odds. If the odds are that good, we need to go play the goddamn lotto.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Matrix. What was your reaction when you found out your team had traded Luka to the Lakers?
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. When we saw it, we thought it was a hoax.
Everybody did.
And we thought it was a fake. We thought it was some bullshit, be honest with you. There ain't no way that happened. That don't even sound real. Man, I was getting text messages. It started hitting the Sports Center, and it was like everything. I was like, ho, this was for real. I was like, yo, what happened? But man, listen, it's the business, man. When you ever to sit on the other side of the business side, not the sporting side, just on the management side. I'm an owner. I've been an owner for sports now for 7 years now. You know what I'm saying? I've been in that space. It's a different mindset. It's a business. At the end of the day, people don't really truly understand the dynamics of what owners do and don't do. All they see is what the fans do. I mean, what the sport is what things that go on the floor and what people get paid. There's a lot of moving parts behind the scene that go on to run these teams and organizations and stuff. So when there's so many moving parts going on, I just say, look, man, it's a business, man. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. At the end of the day, we signed contracts. We was all athletes at one point. But we have no control over. Some of us have a little bit more control to say so at times, predicated on the situations and who you are and what you did on the court. But at the end of the day, if somebody wants to trade you, they got the right to trade you. You know that? Like, come on now. Like, I'm not saying all this, but they do have an owner. You sign a contract, that owner controls your rights and everything you do. He pay your salary too. He write them checks for you so you can go cash and live the lifestyle that we do. Understand that it's a business, and it's a lot of things don't go to plan as you want. Sometimes, listen, I was traded twice, but I knew where I was going. I knew I had control over where I was going and dictated all that stuff. I knew exactly what was happening and how it happened. But like at the same time, I had some leeway. So at least if you are going to get a certain caliber player, you do have some say so and know what's going on. And it is what it is. It's part of it.
Yeah, but see, you had some knowledge. Luka had no knowledge of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
This thing it had to be hush hush because we didn't hear anything about it.
I mean, Luka, yeah, yeah. I mean, listen.
And I think that's why it hurt him so much because I think he had all intents and purpose to spend his entire career in Houston. And you think a guy that's been to, Dallas.
We got you. Yeah.
I think when you make 5 consecutive all NBA teams, you just took a team to the finals. You're like, you know what? I'm here.
Yeah.
I ain't going nowhere. As long as I want to be here. And plus the fact we had never seen someone his age, this talented, leave without requesting to leave. Kareem left because he wanted to leave. LeBron left because he wanted to leave. Shaq left. But we'd never seen a guy this young, this accomplished, leave and had no idea that it was going on, that they were going to move him. And I think that's what hurt him the most. And people always have this idea, people love spending other people's money. Man, what's $345 million? It ain't your money, it ain't nothing. But the owner looking at it like, hold on, 345 for Luka. I'm gonna probably have to break bread with Kyrie. AD gonna want some money. And so they're looking at the business aspect of it and like, I know they were talking one time about potentially moving it to Las Vegas. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the NBA want their own team in Las Vegas and possibly another team in Seattle, considering how much money is being paid for NBA franchises. But I think that's what I think. Ocho, let me ask you this. Do you think the vitriol, the outrage that the fan base in Dallas showed towards Nico and the Dallas organization, you think it was warranted?
Absolutely. Based on what Luka's been able to do on the court, what he's done for them, especially the previous year, taking them to an NBA Finals, it's goddamn warranted. It's absolutely warranted for a generational talent like that. I'm not sure what the issue is. I understand there might have been some things off the court that might have rubbed management long-term and wanted to invest that kind of money in him. But when it comes to what he does on the court and understanding what he meant to not just the fans of Dallas, but what he meant to that organization, I don't see myself doing it if I'm in their position. I just don't.
How do you Major Hugh, the general manager? You know Luka's in line to get a 5-year, $345 million contract. Now, I don't know if you talk to anybody in the building. I don't know how much time. Or do you live in Dallas? Where do you live, Phoenix or Dallas?
I'm in Dallas and Chicago. I'm in both.
Okay. So I don't know how close you are to people in the building. Oh,
he said, I'm in both, but that boy got money, boy. Yeah.
So I said I
secret,
don't know how close you are to people in the building or what have you heard. There are a lot of things about conditioning, and then he likes hookah and whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, he's still giving you those numbers. So you're the general manager in Dallas, and Luka's on your team. How do you handle this situation? You trading him?
You know what? It's not as easy as you say that. You asking me a question. If I'm a GM, it's so many other moving parts that go along with it, though.
Right.
So when I can say this. You gave me the GM hat, but I'm giving you the franchise player hat because I'm gonna give you something that comes along with being a franchise player. So you're the franchise player on the court, but you're also the franchise player. You're the face of everything in the community and all this stuff off the court if you're doing it the right way and all this stuff. So I know what my job and my duty was when I signed that contract. When I said max player, when you sign that contract, there are certain obligations that you have to abide by and do. So I've done that. So I was in that space. Now, do I feel like that was the same situation here? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I think Luka was an amazing kid and everything. Me being a GM, I don't know if that's a GM call though, honestly.
It's not.
Sometimes, I think that's what I'm saying. Everybody think it's always this. And like I said, I'm on the owner side now. I've been on the owner spot. A lot of decisions and everything. This is a trickle down effect. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody say here whispers and this came from this such and such. Man, listen, you talking about a multi-billion-dollar business. Them whispers ain't coming from somebody. Somebody opened their damn mouth somewhere and said something that they ain't supposed to say. Or they gave him permission to say that. So at the end of the day, man, Nico, my guy. I've been knowing Nico for 20 years, man, and it's my guy. And at the end of the day, man, whether he did what it was, I don't know whether he did it. When it happened. It is what it is. I don't think nobody was going to give him any love or any flowers for. I don't care who he got. He could have got Michael Jordan back. I think everybody would still been mad. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
at the end of the day, man, listen. Like I said, it's a business, man. It's sad, but I get it, man. I am a diehard Cubby fan, man. So and players get traded all the time, man. Sometimes some of your favorite players get gone. Guess what? I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad at he gone, but I'm still gonna be a fan. I'm gonna still be a fan of that player who got traded. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still gonna be a fan of the Cubs. So that when I think about it from a fan standpoint, yeah, you're gonna be in your feelings a little bit. I talked to some fans and I felt their pain. You know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But they was like, no, I'm still a diehard Mavs fan. I love to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're fans, that's the true nature of true diehard fans when they tell you that they love the team so much. Man, listen, we don't like it, we don't agree with it, but guess what? We're gonna still be here and ride or die with you guys. So hopefully it works out for the best and everybody on both sides, man. And that's what it is, man. You know, it's everything, and everybody's so sensitive about everything now. So
It is.
So it just escalated everything 10 times to what it was. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Luka was special. He was doing something amazing. And they went to the finals last year. And then all of a sudden he got traded, he got moved, and nobody knew. Like you said, nobody could know about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it probably wouldn't have happened if it came out that they
It would never happen.
Yeah.
And this is what I know. Ocho, you know this. Matrix, you know this. Ain't no general manager making no call on no $345 million. That's coming from ownership. He might make a call to get a role player or a mid-level exception, but $345 million, he ain't making that call. He ain't making that one. Hey, we need a backup point guard or the mid-level exception or the vet minimum.
You know what?
Do that. Go ahead, do it. Go ahead, handle that, Nico. $345 million. You about to get somebody $70 million of my dollars? Oh, hell no.
Hey, y'all stupid. You stupid.
Hell to the dog.
You said what? He said you want to do what? How much? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me
Look here. Man, when if Nico did that on his own, they'd got wind of that trade. What? You just But a lot of times you have to understand, Matrix, when you're in that position, it's like, and Ocho, when I talked about this in the football aspect of it, Roger Goodell, he takes all the blowback for the owners.
Yeah.
Roger ain't making no decision. That's them 32 owners that pay his salary. You can't get a salary and then think you're gonna call shots on your own. Mm-hmm. If you receive a salary, you gotta take that from the bosses. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Adam Silver. Adam Silver worked for those 30 owners of those NBA teams. The same thing as Rob Manfred. He works for those owners of those baseball teams. And so a lot of the blowback, man, that's terrible. Roger Goodell, boo, boo. Ocho, remember we just at the draft and they still booing.
I don't think people understand.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Roger said, y'all booing this $60 million. I got lifetime benefits and I get to fly private. So y'all keep on booing.
I don't think the people understand that Roger Goodell represents the 32 owners. All the rules that are implemented and put in place, they come from owners.
That's what the owners want.
Roger just got to deal with the brunt of the booze from all
the blowback.
He got to deal with all that. He ain't tripping though.
Hey, no. He said we say get on that PJ, right?
Yeah. Emanuel Acho recently claimed that Celtics match up better against the Knicks without Tatum in the lineup, exclusively because of mindset. I believe a team is a reflection of its leader. Jason Tatum is the leader of Boston. They are an incredibly talented team, but they're not tough team. This is what Kevin Durant had to say. He responded on on X. Damn. Hot take artists have ruined the sport. Football guys, no disrespect, but y'all boys need to stay in y'all lane. Y'all don't know what it's like to be between them lines. Give the man a break. He said, between these lines, man, give it a break. Dudes who quit football early to pursue media talking mental toughness. Cut it out.
Hey, Katie taking shots. But
Man, just look,
No,
love
I
it or
don't think he
hate
really
it.
is, but yeah.
KD gonna respond. I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no
I
problem
like
with it.
I
I ain't got
like
no
it.
problem
I
with it.
like it. I wish more players were like that. I wish more elite superstar players were like that and voice their opinion. That's why I like Twitter. I like X because it gives everybody a voice. Now it cuts the middleman out. Now you have players being
Yeah.
able to have an opportunity to respond.
Nothing lost in
Yeah.
translation.
Okay, I got something for y'all then. Okay.
Okay.
Especially on you talking about I love people having voices, but this is my thing though. You a champion, right?
Yeah.
So your mindset's gonna be totally different than somebody who wasn't a champion, is it not?
Correct.
So that's what I'm getting. You got people talking about the game and this and that, but how can somebody really define the game if you never won anything and tell somebody you talking from a losing perspective? You know, you never won. You was an individual. I'm not saying you was. It's a lot of guys that was great
Right.
players.
That were great, but didn't
That
win
was
a jack.
great. Never won. You don't talk about. It's all about me, 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 me. What about, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
So you got a problem.
You was a great individual, but you wasn't a great team player. You didn't excel your team to be a winner. You didn't win. Your team was losing.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you said unless you've been a champion, how do you tell me what it takes to become a champion?
Yeah, I'm right. How you gonna have a champion mindset if you've never been a champion?
I have another question for people for
Okay.
people that are in the media space, right?
Yes.
I'm talking to Sean. Obviously, with what he just said, how do you feel about people that talk about the game of basketball, the game of football, the game of hockey, and or pundits or analysts on it, or give their opinion or views on it, but have never played the game? Can you take what they say serious if they've never done it?
So this is my thing. I think the media is great at creating these narratives, and they hold on. They can listen. Everybody can have their opinion about the game. I'm not. This is open. It's an open platform. Everybody can discuss it on every level, from TV to social media to whatever you want to do, podcasts, whatever. But my thing is this, though: when you start dissecting and you really want to know the logistics of what it really truly takes, go talk to somebody who's done it before. I'm not going to come in your space and try to tell you how your job and tell you how your job if I've never done it. I've never been a reporter. I'm not going to sit here and slide and say lane. But with that being said, I'm not going to sit here and discredit people either, though. There are some people that have but the narratives that the media create, it becomes a part of our thought process. It becomes ingrained in us. These stories that everybody, this is the one thing I don't think people truly understand. It's almost like if the media said they believe that bullshit.
Yeah.
And then now it becomes a thought process. Whether you agree with it or don't, it becomes a part of your thought process, and that's the first thing that comes to your mind when you say something. And that's the one thing that pisses me off more than anything. So, like, at the same time, I'm okay with people having an opinion, but let me give you something else to think about it. Think about it from a different perspective, different side of somebody who actually did it. I walked this life. I walked this path. I'm gonna show you what, from my experience and what I've been through, and I'm gonna pave this direction for you and this ideal for you. So when you sit here and you go through all these narratives, man, it hurts me sometimes and pisses me off. I just sometimes have to recuse myself from a lot of conversations because it's falling on deaf ears because everybody's fucking stuck on stupid at times. You know, common sense ain't coming anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, it's so many levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I want to hand the baton. I want you to hand the baton off to me because I agree with a lot of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Guys that have covered this game, and I go particular, I say like a Tony Kornheiser or Michael Wilbon, guys that have covered the game. I think they understand the game, but there are intricacies unless you've been in that huddle, unless you've been in that locker room, in those intense moments, you couldn't possibly know. Now, see, they might go by what somebody told them. I'm going by what I know. Yeah. See, I was in the huddle on 4th down. I was in the huddle on 3rd and 6. I was in the locker room when we had lost 5 straight against Baltimore. So for you to say, I think this is no, I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know because I was there.
Yeah.
And so while they can write it and they've covered the game and they do a great job, and I'm like you, I don't discredit anybody that I've never said, well, you didn't play the game, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm saying from a standpoint of being in the locker room, being on the field, being on the court, there are certain things that I can speak to that even in your 30, 40, 50 years of covering a game, can't give the fans what I can, having played the game far less than you've ever covered the game, because I've been in the huddle. I've heard that call, and I looked in guys' eyes, and I know who, guys that put in what they put in, and I know guys that bull jive, because I'm there. I see them all the time. You get to spend open locker room, 30 minutes. 5 days a week. You get to spend 30 minutes on maybe Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't think you get to come maybe a little bit on Friday. That's all you get. I get to see that guy from 9 to 5, 5 days a week, then on the road on Saturday and Sunday in the locker room. You coming in after the game, so you don't get to talk to him before the game. So you don't know what he's thinking, or you haven't had a conversation with him before. And so that's why I don't discredit guys because there are some guys that do an excellent job, and they've talked to some of the greats, but you see, they're talking to them.
Yes.
I'm right there with him. I'm right there in the locker room. I'm sitting right next to him. I'm right there in the huddle. And so I just think guys that have played the game, now everybody that played the game, Matrix, can't get on TV and talk about the game.
Oh, no,
and
I agree.
Explain it in a way that maybe somebody in the media can talk about it. But that doesn't mean just because you can articulate your thoughts more or better that you know the game better or understand the game better. Does hopefully that makes sense to the chat?
No, it does. It does. Mike, my guy, he's from the crib here. So Mike is great. Mike been on TV for
Mike's been doing it for 50 years.
Yeah, Mike has been on there, man. I love Mike, but you said something that's so dawned on me. Like you're experiencing somebody basically being around somebody 24/7 in the trenches with people. It's totally a different feeling. I used to say this when everybody was like, "How the team feeling?" I'm like, "Man, you had to be in the locker room to see. I can't express what we're going through right now. I can't even say it in words. It's kind of you got to be able to feel it. You got to see it. You got to be sitting next to me, and you got to be feeling that heat coming from my teammate next to me on both sides. And we just like we ain't say nothing. So I'm looking at my guy. We about to go to war out here, and it's like it's a whole different mindset. And I think it's so many different levels to this. Because I think it's so many great players that played this game in the NBA. It's a great fraternity that I'm in, and I take my hat off to the OGs who paved the way for me, man. I really do. All them guys, they don't get enough credit, man. They don't get enough flowers, man. We don't talk about enough, and it's just sad because every year I feel like we losing some icons in this game, and and I'm 47 now. I just had a birthday last week, and I'm just sitting here. I just got to take my hat off to these guys, man. I thank all the OGs that paid away from me, man. I'm truly blessed to be in the position I'm in. I don't take none of this for granted.
It's kind of like, me trying to go sit into a newsroom and try to tell them how to create a story or write a narrative or bro, I watched the game, but I can't craft it like you could.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I don't discredit anybody because I don't think I can do. See, and Ocho, you and I have had this conversation. I don't feel that I can do your job better than you. I just feel I can do my job better than you can do your job.
Ooh.
Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's how I feel. I don't think I can do your job better than you. I just feel I can do my job better than you can do yours.
Yeah.
You deduce from that whatever you want.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to discredit you from your job. Their job, whatever the case may be, a cashier, ain't no way I can be no cashier. I be done gave them people, they give me $1, I give them 10 back. They come in, hey, all them numbers, and I ain't got time for that. I get frustrated. But I understand that people have a job to do. And I think it's easy to say because they won without Jason Tatum. They're not winning a championship without Jason Tatum. What do you think the odds are, Ocho? They win a championship, they're going to win the NBA championship without JT.
I mean,
so if that's not the case, they're not better without him. Because the odds are they're a better team. Do you think they would have won the championship last year without JT? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Matter of fact, since you posed that question too, based on Acho and Kevin Durant going back and forth, this was just one game. What happens if they come back in this series and they get it done without Jason Tatum? What happens if they get to the Eastern Conference? Obviously, get to the Eastern Conference Finals without Jason Tatum. What happens if they do get a chip without Jason Tatum? What does that say?
Not.
Oh, you still think it's not possible?
They're not.
Even with the way Jaylen Brown played and Derek White.
No.
And
No.
Pritchard, okay.
Listen, I said that same thing, Ocho. I swear I was talking to my guys last night about that. I just said, what if? Hypothetical. You know, it ain't many teams in NBA history ever came back from a 3-1 deficit. But just hypotheticals. It's hypotheticals. Yeah. So that's a hypothetical, Unc. See, that's what he's going with a hypothetical. Say, for instance, they win tomorrow. Boston wins tomorrow. They're able to get back home. Because at the end of the day, I like the Knicks. I do. Jalen Brunson is a savage out there. He's killing that closer. But with that being said, though, the supporting cast only had one game in the series so far that they all of them scored over 20 points. One game. So, like, you know, you don't know what the supporting cast is going to do. You know, Jalen Brunson is the head of the snake over there. And, you know, a lot of these teams are one injury away from not doing anything. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but Boston is one team that has listen, they have enough to still do it. And
Let me ask you a question.
That's everybody show up though.
So in other words, if I take Acho's reasoning and I listen to you with if the Golden State Warriors had won that series, that means they're better without Steph Curry.
No.
Shit. That's different.
That's
Hey,
not,
whoa.
that's a
Whoa.
Okay,
All I did was remove the best player off the team.
But the supporting cast in Golden State is not even close to what they have in Boston.
What about Jimmy Butler? Play out Jimmy. You told me play out Jimmy. He's taking two teams to the NBA Finals, and he hadn't had. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. We just have a healthy conversation now since we doing what ifs.
Yeah, but they're done now. So they're done. But go look at the roster though. So go Boston starting go roster right now. Top 7 players. They're top 5 now because Tatum is out now. So their current roster right now. Look at their lineup though. Tell me what you think about their line compared to everybody else's lineup. If they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Without Jason Tatum, their best 6 players aren't better than the Knicks' best 6 players.
You don't think so?
Hell no. With Brunson, Cat, Bridges, Hart, who's the other guy? OG.
I love New York Knicks. I love those
guys. You got Mitchell Robinson and McBride. So if I take the Knicks' 7 best players minus Tatum. And so the Knicks 7 best players, and you to give me the Celtics 7 best players minus Tatum, I'll take the Knicks.
Okay, we're gonna see. I mean, KP ain't showed up yet in this playoffs yet.
He ain't gonna show up, so let's start looking for him. He's 7'3" and invisible. So
see, I'm just a firm believer. I just don't. These guys have you got two guys. Well, you got 3 all-star pedigree guys on Boston Celtics. They've been either a former all-star or not. You know what I'm saying? The only current all-star on their team is Jalen Brunson right now. But Derek White could have easily been. What
about Cat?
No, hold on. Cat was all-star, but they got 2. That's what I'm saying. New York got 2. Boston, they got 2 current, but Boston has 1 current and 2 former, Drew Holiday and Porzingis. So with that being said, but then Derek White could have easily been one this year. I'm saying, was Al Horford an all-star too? Did Al Horford make it one time?
He has been an all-star. Yes, he's been an all-star.
He's a former all-star. So all-star, I know they older, but also all-star pedigree does play and have some leverage. And
Matrix, I was a 12th grader. I was a former 12th grader, Ocho. What the hell?
It ain't over till it's over, Ocho.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
It ain't over till it's over. But remember, this is all hypothetical. But anything is possible. It ain't over till it's over. You know that.
Yeah, we do that a lot, though. Ocho, we do that a lot. We see a guy in football go down. Well, they're a better team without him. No, they're not. No, hell, they not.
I mean, but
they won a game one time. Well, they won a game without Chase. Well, that means they're a better team. What?
But
you talk about hold on. Jason Tatum is about to make his 4th consecutive All NBA team. Well, you mean to tell me a team is better without a first team All NBA selection?
You know what makes you question it though, Unc and Sean? You look at the way they played without him in that one game. It raises the question and the possibility of them actually being better without him because of the way they played.
What happens, Ocho? What happens when the original teacher is not? You get a substitute. Well, it's not the same. So now you do things differently. I believe the Knicks let their guard down. The Knicks like, well, they ain't got JT. They ain't gonna be ready to play, and they underestimated them. I bet they don't make that same mistake. I bet they don't make that mistake in the MSG.
Well, we're gonna see. Well, hope not. You know what I'm saying? You know, but listen, man. When you out here, man, we can't. One of the things I learned a long time ago. You know this. The one thing you can control is what? Your effort. You can't control that fucking ball going in the hoop or not. So you don't listen. You can't control it going in the hoop. So like, hey man, listen, man, people feeling that pressure. And listen, I know Garden gonna be rocking tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Low key, I kind of wish I was in that. I ain't never been to a playoff game in New York. I would love to be there. But
hold on. Did Acho did not see the 3 games they lost with Jason Tatum? So you better without him, but you lost 3 games with him. I mean, he had 42.
They was up 20 points in every game.
Listen, they're not winning. They're not what they are without Jason Tatum. He's one of the best players in the NBA.
Oh, by far, easily. That's not.
It's hard. Let's just say he's a top 10 player.
Yeah.
How is a team better without a top 10 player?
Okay.
You can win a game. See, and I think the thing is sometimes what happens, Matrix and Ocho, is that a team will win a game or two without their best player. And people are starting to believe, well, we can get rid of him. If we can get something back. No, you can't. Don't do that.
Well, no, hold on. Okay, now. I'm not gonna agree with that. I'm gonna tell you something now. So, like, put this way: if Jaylen Brown was out and Jason Tatum was playing right now, and they did the same thing, would you be still saying the same thing?
No, because I think they need both of them. Because when Kevin Durant became available, they offered Jaylen Brown and Derek White some draft picks for Kevin Durant. They didn't offer Jason Tatum.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, KD, my guy, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm just saying because right now, Jaylen Brown took over the role that Tatum does. Did he not in his last? So he became the main facilitator and did a great job at it. He never gets stuff like
he was due though.
Okay.
Did you see the way he been playing this? Have you seen the way he been playing this series?
So Jason Tatum last year was dedicated to point guard per se. That's what they said last year.
Right.
They let him be the main ball handler. So when you watch them play, a lot of times they go tit for tat. They go, Jason Tatum come down and shoot, then Jaylen Brown come down and shoot at times.
Yeah.
That's how. But now you don't have to go tit for tat. Now you got him designated as that spot right now. Listen, I'm just telling you, it ain't over till it's over with. I'm not saying they can. Listen, I would love to see New York do.
I want to go. I wanted to go 7 myself.
I do too. I actually want all these to go 7. You know me, honestly. Hey, it's been some great basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, anything is possible. I don't put nothing. It's like I said, it's all hypothetical though. Remember, we were just talking about, but it's hard to come back from a 3-1 deficit though. But those first 2 games though, honestly, they could have easily won though. They fucked them shits off.
They did.
They fucked them shits off. So we sit here and we keep acting like, you know what I'm saying, Boston is one of the things that Boston had, and the reason they was able to prevail last year that most people don't, they have 7 3-and-D guys. They went down with an injury last game. They still got those 6 3-and-D guys. A lot of teams don't have 3-and-D guys.
Yeah.
They do.
Everybody's starting to switch everything now.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying though. So like it's not over till it's over. And you just don't know. Maybe KP is due for a big game tomorrow.
Anthony Edwards said the Wolves haven't done anything yet after eliminating the Warriors. There's no satisfaction. We just got here. We haven't done anything yet. Who do you think's coming out of the West?
Man, listen, Denver and OKC. OK pulled this out. That OKC and Minnesota series is going to be ridiculous. I think it goes 7 games.
It's going to be nice.
I think it can go 7. It's going to be. So the X factor for that series will be. What's her name? I'm tripping.
Jaden Daniels?
No, left-handed. I just talked. Oh shit! Brain freeze.
Julius.
Who? Oh, Mike Conley.
No, Julius Randle.
Oh, Drew Randall, yeah.
Julius Randle's going to be the X factor in that series because I'm going to say the two 7-footers will cancel out each other with Nas Reed and Rudy Gobert. I think Chet and
Hardenstein.
Hardenstein. I think they can cancel each other. You can give Chet a little nod, a little bit. I think over Nas just slightly maybe. But
I'm putting Chet on Gobert. I'm letting Hardenstein, who's a little bigger body, a little bigger body. I'm gonna let him. But Chet can't bang with Julius.
Too
No,
light.
But I mean, but Julius put the ball on the floor too much for the other guys, though. They ain't gonna be able to guard him on the perimeter.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Wolves and
So Shea and Antman gonna cancel each other out.
yeah, and then we're gonna have to see Jalen Williams, Jaden McDaniels, how those guys, how do they perform? Conley and Brown, how do they perform?
It's gonna be interesting. Well, we already picking that OKC gonna beat them, but I mean, Denver predicated that Gordon ain't hurt. If he hurt now, I mean,
yeah, all bets are off for me too.
Yeah.
I agree with that. If he's hurt, all bets are off for me.
Yeah, but Denver is tough though. Denver can fuck around and pull this shit off. They pulled this off. Shit, man, it's gonna be tough for somebody to beat them too. It's gonna be tough. I mean, listen, they got. I mean, like I said before, I think Murray and Joker are two special guys, and they got closers. Most teams in the league now only got one closer, and they got two.
They got two guys that can finish you off.
Yep.
Is Antman the next face of the NBA?
I mean, if he wants it, I think he can be. I mean,
There's some interest. You said if he wants it.
If he wants it, but I think right now usually the face of the NBA is who's always on all the commercials. Who's on all the commercials right now? Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
so he's in that spot already. I mean, it is what it is. But Antman, listen, he's a savage, man. He got a great personality. And I just love his work ethic and I love his mentality.
I do too.
I think it's I love guys who just want he ain't ducking nobody, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, whoever's in front of me, let's go, let's go. But may the best man win that day.
Well, I mean, I think Antman is in his fair share of commercials too.
Yeah.
I definitely think those two are in the lion's share of the commercials going on.
Yeah, but Tatum is in more NBA commercials.
Huh?
Tatum's in more of the NBA commercials.
Yeah. We'll get you out of here on this one. The Rockets are reportedly open to trading Afrin Sengun for a deal for Giannis. The prospect of adding Giannis in the blockbuster deal viewed as intriguing within the Rockets organization. It's going to take more than Shingun to get him.
Is it?
Hell yeah, to get Giannis?
What's the salaries?
What Giannis? He's about to enter a 3-year deal, 175. It starts next year, 3 years, 175.
Yeah. So what's Sengun made? I don't know what his salary is.
Man, Shingun probably made 30 mil.
No, he didn't get paid. He got paid, didn't he?
30 mil is getting paid. Matrix, damn.
Yeah,
you make it seem like he working for minimum wage.
He got more than that. No,
37.
Okay. He got 37, almost 40. I mean, so they're gonna throw somebody else in that deal.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised they would throw Jalen Green in that deal.
I told Ocho that. Ocho looked at me like I had 7 heads.
Yeah. You think they'll keep Thompson over Green?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I would.
You're 3-and-D guy.
I love Jalen, but yeah.
I mean, I think Jalen Green is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you see game 2, he dropped 38, but he's too inconsistent. And what I need now in order to win a championship, Ocho, is consistency. And I think Amon Thompson gives me more consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I do think they would part. I do think they would part with Jalen Green, and I think Jalen Green can be a part. Once he get that consistency down, I think he's gonna be okay because he's a hell of an offensive player. Yeah. He can shoot the 3. He can play above the rim. Need to work on his midi, but okay, he can get to the hole. But Amon Thompson right now, Ocho, I think Shingun and Green and some draft picks.
Dang. I really listen. I'm just saying. I really thought Young Bull was the future. Just maybe not of the league, but the future for the Houston Rockets. and taking that next
Yeah.
step and evolving to being one of the better players, you know.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you got to look at it from this standpoint. You talking about getting Giannis at 30 years old, and you know what I'm saying, say he got trying to capitalize on the window he got being in his prime to win another championship. So if you can make that happen and get him down there, and you can find some of the pieces to put around him, and like keep that veteran Van Fleet down there, and Thomas and a couple of man. Listen, I like Uncle Jeffy down there too. Uncle Jeff down there, man.
Yeah. Jeff good for a roster.
Saw another veteran guy down there if he's gonna stick around, and man, I'm telling you, they can make something happen out there. They was really good this year, man. Listen, man. They did a great job down there, you know what I'm saying, and I was happy to see them do that. I was optimistic they probably could have beat Golden State, but they weren't disciplined enough, and they ain't had no closer. They don't have a closer. They have no.
They're by committee. They're by committee team.
Yeah.
All right, Matrix. We go. Tell the people where they can find you out on social media. IG, X.
Matrix 31, I think, is on everything.
Okay.
That's what's
so
up.
Hey, make sure y'all go follow Matrix 31 on IG, Facebook, X, TikTok. What else you got?
I don't even do TikTok really. I got one, but I don't even do it really though. Yeah.
You ain't got no TikTok?
I do, but I don't do it, man.
You got Snapchat?
I do got Snapchat, but don't be
So,
calling me on
y'all make sure y'all go find follow Shawn Marion, the Matrix. Hey, Matrix, thanks for joining us, giving us a little bit of your time tonight. We appreciate it. Check back in with us when you get some free time, bro.
We'll do. Appreciate you guys, man. Always
have a good one, man.
Keep it up.
That was Shawn Marion, a 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA champion with the Dallas Mavericks. One of the great two-way players, 3-and-D guy, turned himself, had a very unorthodox shot, but it went in. So it doesn't matter how pretty the shot is, does it go in? I've seen some pretty guys that miss all the time. Ocho, in the book, American Kings, a biography of the quarterback, author, ESPN's reporter Seth Wickersham describes how Caleb Williams was so concerned about being drafted by the Bears that he and his family weighed in, circumventing the entire NFL draft. They spoke to lawyers to find a way around the league's CBA and considered signing in the UFL. Chicago is the place where quarterbacks go to die. Carl Williams, who's his dad, said ahead of the draft, according to the book. In addition, none of the Bears coaches last season told Caleb Williams to watch film or give him zero help. No one tells me what to watch. I just turn it on.
Yeah.
Ocho, what do you make about that revelation?
I mean, it's obviously, you look at what has happened to all the quarterbacks who have been a part of the Bears organization, and you could understand why Caleb Williams and his father felt that way. Felt that way for a reason, you know? Look how they treated everybody that's come through that organization that has played the position. And the quarterbacks that did have success, they had success simply because the defenses in Chicago at the time were amazing, really good. So all you had to do was just facilitate and don't turn the ball over, and defense will take care of everything else. I think Caleb Williams is in a great situation now, especially with the supporting cast they have around him. The addition of Ben Johnson and the rest of the coaches on that staff, I think this is going to be the Bears' best year yet, and they're going to surprise a lot of people. Every football season, the main guns are always in contention. Your Eagles, your Bills, your Ravens, Bengals, if we start off to a fast start, your Chiefs, the Lions, and for some reason, I don't know why, and you can quote me on this, and that goes for everybody else in the chat. The Bears will be in contention and one of those teams vying for a playoff spot and challenging for Lombardi, simply because of not just the quarterback play, but with a great understanding of what Ben Johnson and his offensive creativity can do for the skill set that Caleb Williams has. And I'm going out on a limb and I'm saying that because I saw what he did in Detroit with Jared Goff.
Yeah. And he has a more athletic. Look, I'm not surprised by this. Carl Williams, who's Caleb Williams' father, it is his job to protect his son and put him in the best possible situation. I don't have any problem with that because he said, look, you look at all the quarterbacks, Mitchell Trubisky, you look at Justin Fields, you look at Rex Grossman, you look at all the quarterbacks they've had. They haven't had any luck with the quarterbacks.
No, and listen,
It is what it is.
gotta,
I mean, and so he's well within his right to make sure that it's trying to put his son is going to the best situation that gives him the best chance to succeed. Now, what do you think about the watching film, not giving the coaches not giving him any direction?
I don't know. That's tough right there, especially at that position. Before you touch the field, the only way to prepare is by watching film on your opponents and knowing what you're going to see, day to day, week to week. So it's hard for me to believe that there's no instruction in that area, especially for the most important position on the field, who has to know everything that's going on, especially your opponent. So that's I don't know, that's a little tricky, Unc.
I think maybe they thought you were a quarterback, played at a top 5 program. You got that where you were at USC. Maybe they just took for granted, because a lot of times they take for granted, like, bro, you played a big time program, bro. We ain't got to go over that. We can go ahead and skip that step and start getting to something else. Now, I just want to say this for us, for me. The way we got tape cut ups, Ocho, it was third and 1 to 3, third and 3 to 5, third and long. But we had cut ups, cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, 2-man, cover 6, whatever the case may be. So it was broken down. So we watching it. And so we see this is what they do in cover 3. This is the front they give us. This is the coverage they play behind said front. I don't know. And like I said, I think maybe it was a situation they thought he already knew how to watch film. Everybody, I didn't know how to watch film because we really didn't have to watch film, Ocho. Hell, if HBCU playing man coverage, hell, what the hell you think you gonna get? It wasn't nobody disguising nothing. It wasn't no cover 2. It wasn't no single high. It wasn't no 6 kick. It wasn't no 88. It wasn't no box post. It wasn't none of that. It was man. I went out there expecting to beat man. So I needed people to say, bro, what he doing? Why he ain't play? I'm little asking, why he ain't got me man? What he doing?
Right.
But nah, it's cover 2. What the hell is cover 2? So they had to break me all the way down in order to build me back up. And nobody made me feel stupid that I didn't know. They know I went to a program. I went to an HBCU, Ocho. We didn't have receiver coach, tight end coach. We have all that.
And
no.
And that's one of the things that I really enjoyed, Unc. That it's not glorified on my end because of my style of play and the way I play the game. But I was a student of the game, Unc. And that's a part of it that people didn't even realize. I wasn't able to go out there and do what I did by not studying like a goddamn nerd. Because it's overshadowed by the fun and the entertainment and the celebrations and the flamboyancy and all the shit talking. But dude, but when it was time to watch film, oh my goodness, I needed to know everything. I need to know everything. I need to know what Travis was our person who broke down our film for me. He was our camera guy, our video guy in the department. I had him break down all the clips of the previous 4 games of the individual. I got the number 1 corner every goddamn game. Travis, I need everything on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, right? On these down and distances in our area before we get across the 50 and when we cross the 50, what they like to do. What coverages am I gonna get? Is he gonna bump? Is he gonna play? Is he gonna play man? I'm looking at everything. Is he a shade inside? Is he head up? Does he like outside leverage? When the safety comes in, dog, I'm talking about everything. I can tell you based on down and distance, I can tell you what they're gonna run when I'm coming out the huddle. And I know it. And I knew it. That's why I had such a confidence in my approach to the game, because I studied like a nerd. That's the only reason where that confidence came from. It wasn't about my talent or my skill or me running routes, and just I know what you're doing before you even do it at the snap of the ball. And that just, oh my God, man. Now towards the end of my career, when my body wasn't able to react, the way it was when I was in my prime, being able to study film and knowing what was happening before it happened gave me a little bit of an edge when I might have lost a step a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. You look at down and distance. I mean, we going over what they like to do in down and distance, what they like to do in red zone. What did they like to do back? They got you backed up. This is the coverage they like to play. But that was always on the tape. And so I'm looking, and so, like I said, I could guys. Look, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody. I'm just saying maybe they thought this is something that he already knew, and so they didn't give him the instructions that he need. Me, I'm looking at it from the way we had it in Denver. It was broken down. You plug, hey, 3rd and 1 to 3, cover 1. 3rd and 1 to 3, cover 2. 3rd and 1 to 3, quarters. 3rd and 1 to 3, 6. 2 man, okay? 3rd and 5, 3rd and long, backed up, midfield, red zone.
Hey, and you know what?
When they play, hey, okay, nickel. We go get, hey, this is the coverage. Hey, they don't gonna play a handful of coverage. They're not gonna get all that, get too exotic. They like things that they might do a couple of things that they try to catch you off guard. But when they're in nickel defense, this is what they like to play.
And you know who the worst was to watch on film? It was worse because, you study coverages and you study things that teams like to do, but they had the personnel. The goddamn Ravens and the goddamn Steelers during the 2000s.
Yeah, they got exotic.
They doing all type of exotic shit. Troy Polamalu, why in the
Rex
fuck?
Ryan. That's Rex Ryan special.
Where your camera go? Yeah, I can't see you. I'm gonna wait till you come back. Okay, well, anyway, chat, listen, the goddamn Ravens and the Steelers from the 2000s, that 2000 era, all that cover 2 and 50, dog, they had all type of exotic stuff that it was confusing. So no matter how much film you watch, there was no telling what you were going to get on game day. I come out the goddamn huddle, my split tight. I'm looking at the safety. Where the goddamn safety at? Hey, I'm looking goddamn Troy Polamalu in the goddamn A gap. What in the fuck are you doing in the goddamn A gap? So I'm hyped. I'm thinking, I'm looking at Carson. I'm hitting Carson over there. Yee. Because I'm thinking it's just me and Ike Taylor one-on-one. Man, I'm looking inside at the snap of the ball. I look back up. I'm running my route. This goddamn Troy done got way back to the goddamn 3rd at the snap of the ball. Like, man, what is you doing? That damn Ed Reed, Ed Reed. He playing safety. He all the way in the back like it's punt return. Man, what you doing? It's 3rd down. So Ed is doing the opposite of what most safeties do. They sit there and they backpedal back. Ed playing the game the opposite way. He started back and come forward. Man, what in the hell?
I love playing the Raiders and the Chiefs because you ain't getting my man coverage.
Raiders, man to man. Chiefs, man to man. And they right in your face.
Dale Carter and James Hasty right here. And they had Albert Lewis and Kevin Ross. And with the Raiders, they had they had Washington and they had T-Mac, Terry McDaniel. Right there.
They right know what you're getting every time.
Hey, Mike come in and say it's real simple this week, guys. You got to beat man coverage. Now, if you can't beat man coverage, you either coaching or selling cars. Now, my coaching staff filled up. I can't hire you. John, you hired anybody? You got any salespeople you need to hire? Nope, coach, I'm good. Okay, you're going to be without a job. Wickersham also said the Williams family thought of publicly attacking the Bears and the city of Chicago to try to force a trade. Concerned that the team would refuse a trade to him regardless and cause a worse situation, Caleb told Wickersham, "I wasn't ready to nuke the city. I can do it for this team. I'm going to the Bears."
I like it. I like it. And I'm telling you, I know a lot of people might say what I just said, it's laughable, it's a joke. They're a shit franchise. They might not like Caleb Williams for whatever reason, but I'm telling you, you got a quarterback like that, and you get an offensive coordinator with that kind of creativity, understanding the strengths and the weaknesses of the supporting cast that Caleb Williams has around him. Man, I think the sky's the limit.
Look at the additions that he got. They fortified that offensive line. They drafted another offensive weapon at the tight end position. You got Roma Dunze. You took number one overall. You just redid DJ Moore. So you got weapons out the yin yang. You fortified it, so he should not be getting attacked from the defensive perspective like he got last year. So with that, I think they got Joe Tooney. Didn't they sign a guy from the Rams? Didn't they get the offensive lineman from the Rams? But they fortified their offensive line. Now look, he's going to have to do a better job of not getting rid of the football. Sometimes you got to know when the journey's over. Throw it away, live to see another day. Don't take your team out of field goal range, and don't make it 3rd and long. Some things is going to be in his hand, and I think he has a better understanding of that, having played the game. Got a year up on his belt, Ocho. Things will slow down for him this year. I know he's going to put the work in. I've talked to the young man, and I know he's going to put the work in. And so I'm excited. That's a very tough division, Ocho.
Hey.
I mean, you got think about it. Green Bay went to the playoffs last year. Minnesota went to the playoffs last year. Detroit went to the playoffs last year.
And listen, chat, quote me and remember this. Whatever day it is Friday, May 16th. I guarantee you the Bears look like a totally...
The day Thursday.
It is? Well,
where it depends on where you
I'm in
are.
LA, but my computer say Friday. Okay.
It's Thursday still.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, the Bears, every year there's a team. Yeah, every year there's a
there's a couple of teams that pop up. You know, they didn't think they were going to be in the playoffs, and they end up being
now
there.
ahead of time. And I'm rarely wrong when I have my takes, even though they might sound terrible at times, but for some reason they turn into fruition. The Bears will be a team.
Who did sign offensive line?
And that goddamn Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, Jonah Jackson. Yeah. So they fortified their offensive line, Ocho. They spent big money. Yeah, they got a center from the Falcons. They got an offensive lineman from the Rams, and they got Joe Tooney, who's a Pro Bowl player, who's been an All-Pro. So they've done what they should do to make sure the offense flows smoothly. I think Caleb Williams takes another step. He gets better. I think they take off, but they don't have a choice because they're in one of the toughest divisions in football.
Yeah.
They're in one of the toughest divisions. It might be the toughest division, considering they had 3 teams represent the NFC in the playoffs. 3 of their 4 teams represented the playoffs. They
are.
I mean, they had a 15-2 team, a 15-1 or a 15-2 team. They had a 14-2, a 14-3 team, and they had a 10-7 or 11-6 team. So probably going to take you 10 wins, 11 wins just to make the playoffs, Ocho. And I believe they have the talent. I mean, like I said, I think that they did what they needed to do offensively to make sure, because at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing. I don't care how good your defense is. If your offensive trash, you ain't going nowhere, bro. You're not. You're wasting your time. And so they're like, look, we got the number 1 overall draft pick. Let's cut down on some of these sacks. I think he was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. So if he can take 20 sacks off of that number, get his completion percentage up. I think he was 62%. Get that up around 66, 67.
He's gonna be all right.
I think they'll be fine. Because I like what the Bears have done. I like the hire of Ben Johnson. I love the addition of the tight end from Michigan. Although I thought Warren, the guy from Penn State, was better in my estimation. He was better than me. If I had to grade them, that's what I would do. But hey, they went with who they thought was going to be the best in their situation. I don't have a problem with that. But I mean, you hear rumblings behind the scenes that he's thinking about Chicago. It might not be the place for him, considering they haven't developed a quarterback in an extended period of time. Hell, I don't know if they've ever developed a quarterback. You have to go back way. Like I said, they had Rex Grossman. What was the guy they got from Purdue? Ended up going to the Broncos. Kyle Lorton.
Yeah, I remember Kyle.
Yeah. So look, it was reported that he wanted to go to Minnesota because he and O'Connell hit it off. He said, "Man, I really love to play." Maybe he saw Jet over there, Hawkinson, Addison.
Woo!
That probably didn't hurt either.
Well, they got.
But I think he's in a great situation. Look, you win in Chicago. You went to Chicago, they're gonna love you. That's an old school team. They love their
Big market.
Bears. They've been around this thing for 100+ years. They love the Bears. They love the Bears players. That is a football town. I mean, they love the Cubbies too now. So I think the Bears are all right. The Cubbies said the Cubbies got what was that, 2016? When did they win the championship? 2016? After 100+ years, they're like, okay, all right, Bears, y'all haven't won since '85, 40 years. Come on now. What y'all got for us? Ocho, a fan pointed out the Colts social media account has only posted throws of Daniel Jones and none of Anthony Richardson. Have the Colts already decided they're going with Daniel Jones?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I doubt it. I doubt it. Obviously, when it comes to quarterback competition between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, I think that's one that Anthony Richardson would win. Obviously, right now, what they're doing right now, I don't think it's a testament to who would be the starter, even if there is a quarterback competition. I really think that Anthony Richardson would win that out. Obviously, having the edge, knowing the offense.
Man, you ain't paying no guy no $14 million to sit on the bench.
Oh, so
what other backup quarterback you know making $14 million?
Okay, so you think they?
Or the 31 other
teams? They're gonna throw him in there, huh? Based on.
No, I'm just saying. I think there's a quarterback. I think there's a quarterback competition. You said you don't think there's a quarterback competition. I think there's a quarterback competition. Or why else would they get that man $14 million?
I know one thing. Anthony Richardson has a head start on that quarterback competition because he knows the offense.
Yes, I agree.
He knows the offense. So if you allow him to beat you out, I think it's more politics because they're paying Daniel Jones 14 goddamn million, and I think they'll just give.
Bro, I took you number 3 overall. I put $38 million in your pocket, guaranteed. Yeah. I guaranteed your whole damn contract. What you mean? It's politics. It's politics that Anthony Richardson hadn't gotten better, and the things that he was doing wasn't conducive for you being a starting quarterback and being good.
Daniel Jones is the answer? Because we saw him in New York.
What's the question? What's the question? You said Daniel Jones the answer. I need to know what the question. Did he go to Duke? Yes. Is his name Daniel Jones? Yes. I mean, you can't just say, do I think Daniel Jones the answer? I need to know the question.
I'm just running down everything you said. I'm just running down everything you said that Anthony Richardson didn't do. You're saying, well, hell, what you think is going to happen when goddamn Daniel Jones is there? It's going to be, all of a sudden, he's going to go from what he was last year and all of a sudden just be what, Tom Brady this year? No, absolutely not.
No, I think the thing is, but what does that
Daniel Jones is who he is.
In your third year, did they bring another receiver in and they have him compete with you?
Because by the time I hit my second year, I had arrived.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to say there. That was not only the Colts gaffe they've made in the last 24 hours. The Colts ended up deleting their schedule release video that is done by Minecraft style and included a dolphin wearing a 10 Tyreek Hill jersey being pulled over by the Coast Guard. Remember what happened opening day? And an apology, the Colts said, we've removed our schedule release video because it exceeded our rights with Microsoft and included an insensitive clip involving Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill. We sincerely apologize to Microsoft and Tyreek.
That wasn't fucking insensitive. Tyreek ain't one of them goddamn, oh my God, why did you do that? He loved it. And he tweeted it.
He said you should have left it up at Colts. This was funny.
It was funny. It was. I mean, people have to understand when you make jokes about certain individuals, you have to know who you're doing it to. Someone like Tyreek is going to laugh at that. He's not one of those overly sensitive people. And obviously, I'm assuming the people at the Colts don't know it. And maybe other people would get upset for Tyreek. Tyreek wouldn't care. It was funny.
Damn Tyreek, Microsoft. They tie your ass up with rights. Now they got more money than their whole NFL, all the NFL. You don't want to be messing with them, Ocho. There's certain things you can do, like, oh, I don't even care. And there's certain things when it comes to these big companies like this, they're sitting on $300, $400, $500, $600, $1 billion in cash. Don't fool with them, Ocho. It ain't even worth it. Take it down. I'm sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Ocho, you just apologize and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And keep it moving.
Some of the schedule releases and the creativity from some of the teams, I really enjoyed.
And that, Ocho, this is why we have to be super cautious. I told Ash, we're not showing another video. We make sure We ask, can we show this on our
Right.
platform? Make sure we get it, and then we gonna screenshot it. Because the last thing we want somebody to do is say, yeah, you can do it, and then erase it. And we ain't got we ain't giving no permission. Nah, you screenshot
Right.
that, Ash. But that got our ass burnt. We had a 90-day, we in probate in hell. And then the dude took all the money, the revenue that we won, that we got from the video.
That's fine.
That whole
He
episode.
he done ran through that. Now he ain't got no more of that left.
Ocho, you remember the guy that DM'd you last week?
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about
okay. He got upset. Like, bro, you gave us permission to show the thing. You gave us permission to show it.
Oh, I sent Ash a message, and I was like, man, whatever, because it was the issue. I was like, well, if it's the issue, I mean, man, where you at? What's your location, so you can tell me what you're talking about in person? I asked 3 times. I mean, if you're feeling like, listen, I didn't say anything bad, huh? I ain't saying anything bad. That's a long time.
But
I'm
think
trying
the
to
thing
get.
is,
I'm
he's
trying
from
to get.
Miami, you from Miami. He took it away. But I was like, bro, so you just bypassed what I said. So you only heard what Ocho said.
But I didn't say nothing bad. I just said that takes too long for me. I like to get in and out. In and out. That's all.
But he missed the point where I said, before you said that, Ocho, I said, man, yeah, that's $300 easy. For the haircut, the facial, the shave, the trim, yeah, that's $300. So but again, Ocho, we talked about that, remember? The way we're wired, we only hear the negative. He bypassed the positive, and I went longer with the positive than you did, saying that it take too long. I went way longer, but that's what he heard. But with my man, you doing a great job. You provide a great
I'm gonna go
service.
get the service. I'm gonna go get it.
You ain't got no damn haircut. Yours only $150.
I'm gonna give him the 3. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give him 300.
Well, let him shave your head with that straight razor.
No, cause I get bumps. I'm gonna do
that thing look like a Nestle Crunch.
It would. Hey, I don't know where it's at. I'm gonna add to ask information. I'm going to get that treatment. I'm gonna record it too.
Yeah, man. We had a dude on our team. I ain't gonna call his name. He shaved with one of them disposable razors.
No. Under here, it got.
Man, looked like he stuck his face in an ant bee. Nah, hey, we call it Bump Daddy.
It took me one time. It took me one time to do it. I forgot. I think it was 2007. The barber. I was in a rush, so he said, "Well, let me use this on you," and he used the electric.
The electric.
Oh my God,
boy!
It took about 2 days. Man, all this up under here, man, looked like a damn Nestle Crunch. Never get, and it took forever. It took forever to go away.
I know. Hey, I don't do that. Now I do shave with a razor. I put that blue steel on my face,
yeah,
and I'll bump. But that right there, no. Oh no, man. Man, you be busting blackheads for months. Nah. Hey, Javonte Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is set for August 16th in Las Vegas. You excited, Ocho? You coming to the fight, Ocho?
Nah, I'm gonna watch on TV. I don't like going to the fight because I can't see the fight develop being at the fight. Even if you sit ringside, to me as a person who loves boxing itself and the sweet science, I like watching it develop round by round.
Well, I'm telling you this: when Bud and Canelo fight, I'm going to that fight. I'm gonna watch it develop ringside.
It's in September. That's gonna be.
But they say Vegas is on the list, but they listed like LA, they listed a couple of other places.
Listen,
like
a fight
Dallas,
like that has to be in Vegas. It has to be in Vegas
should.
at MGM, or hell, a fight like that, they need to have it at the goddamn, what's the thing? With the big ball.
The Sphere.
The Sphere. That's a fight like that of that magnitude should be at the Sphere.
Man, can you imagine what them tickets will cost to get into the Sphere?
They're gonna pay them. They gonna pay him.
I'm gonna watch it at home. I changed my mind. I'm watching it at home.
Hey, that's gonna be
all right, Ocho. We're gonna get you out of here on this one. It's time for our final segment of the evening. It's time for Q&A.
Oh yeah. Hey,
yeah, what's up?
Like it's 10 o'clock in LA right now, right?
Yes.
So my son graduates tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. You think after the show, should
Yes.
I just get on the road right now and drive to Arizona, or should I just catch that flight in the morning at 5 a.m.?
Catch that flight.
Okay.
That's a 6-hour drive.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
The drive to Arizona?
Yeah. I mean, hold on, it's a 40-minute flight. How the hell is a 6-hour drive? That would be 3 hours.
Okay. Because your car ain't going 600 miles an hour. That's how. That's why it's the time. Yes, absolutely. 6-foot Aquarius said, in that 2005 Eagles playoff run, they won 2 playoff games without T.O. Do you think it was a good idea to bring him back for the Super Bowl? Yes. As a matter of fact, he's the only one that played to a standard. You think anybody else offensively looked good? You see, they won 2 playoff games. Let me ask you a question. How many games do you think they would have won if they didn't have T.O. on the team? So you forget about those 15 touchdowns that T.O. had, that 1,000 yards that he had before he got hurt, and the first team All-Pro selection. So if T.O.'s not on that team, are y'all even in the position to be in the playoffs?
Good question.
Snack at halftime. What's up, Uncle Ocho? I got another one. Start, bench, cut. Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, or T.O.
God damn.
Ocho, this on you, Ocho. I'm gonna let you
come
out.
on,
This is your
man.
expertise here. No, this you. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm on my phone.
Damn, boy. Hey, listen, that's a good one, man. It's like, listen,
Well, go ahead and give it to you. I need you. So you say that's a good one. Then give
all
us
right,
a good answer.
I'm starting T.O. I'm starting T.O. Moss on the bench, and I got to cut Calvin.
God, dog.
Hey, they're my boys too, man. God damn, that's a tough one. Hey, that's a tough.
That is.
And in the chat, y'all could probably disagree. They might probably switch. Have T.O. start and have Randy start and have T.O. on the bench. But we talk about 2 of the greatest of all time. Obviously, Calvin Johnson is right there in the realm of who and what they are. He didn't play as long, but that's tough, man. That's tough.
So this is what Ocho said. He's starting T.O., he's benching Moss, he's cutting Calvin Johnson.
That's tough, man. That's tough. 3.
Nope, I ain't got nothing to add to that. Sir K said, my guys call me crazy, but I think this will be Mike T's first losing season because I don't think Mason Rudolph will take us Steelers fans to the promised land. Why Steelers so stubborn about finding a quarterback?
What are we talking about? Mason Rudolph not going to be the starting quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is the starting quarterback for the Steelers. He's purposely doing what he's always doing because teams are allowing him, well, not teams, the Steelers are allowing him to wait until he decides to come in. He's going to be there. He knows what he's doing. He knows he doesn't want to retire. So, I mean, that's what it's going to be.
Okay. I think the mistake that they made, me personally looking at it, is that they didn't get a quarterback soon enough. They should have got a quarterback and let him sit a year or two behind Ben.
They didn't want to piss Ben off, huh? They didn't want to piss Ben off, and that's why they're in the position they're in now. The Packers.
You see, guess what? Care. You see what happened?
The Packers didn't care.
You see what Green Bay did?
Oh yeah, and Aaron was pissed.
They got a quarterback with Brett Favre, and they got a Super Bowl. They got Caleb. They got Love, Jordan Love, when Aaron Rodgers was there. And guess what? They got prosperity.
Yeah.
You worry about somebody. So when that guy gone, you didn't piss him off, but he at home, he's glad you miserable. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is glad that it would have been happy if, but I'm saying you spared his feelings, but you suffering. What about your feelings now when you getting your eyes beat in every year?
Yeah.
Nacho Biz, Uncle Ocho, love the show. Is James Harden the best scorer with the worst playoff resume?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, we've never seen a scorer like him in the regular season, and lay some duds. It's not that he always does, but it seems like the bigger the game 6s, the game 7s, when you really need that guy to answer the bell, that seems where he falters. Because we've seen him have some good game 1-2s, but the game 6 or 7, Ocho, The rubber needs to meet the road. This is do or die. We got to have a must have that he hasn't been the James Harden that we expect to see, or that guy that we've seen in the regular season. Cowboy Gio said, Ocho, question. If Prime D Rose never get hurt, does Steph Curry still run the league? Y'all think the best D Rose y'all ever saw, y'all think he's better than Steph? Let's take him in his MVP season, because that was the best we ever saw.
Right.
D Rose. Y'all think he's better than Steph?
And they have two completely different playing styles anyway in what they do.
Yes, but even if the different playing styles, y'all think D Rose that is absolute. Go ahead,
above
Ocho,
the rim, huh?
My bad.
D Rose plays above the rim. Very exciting player. Very exciting. But I don't think it's completely different.
Yeah. But even if you take D Rose at his absolute best, which is his MVP season, he averaged 25 points a game. Do y'all think he's better than Steph? I mean, really, it's not a rhetorical question. It's a serious question.
Chad?
No. King Govan said, 11 of 40 from 3 for OKC. At what point, if you're a coach, do you tell your players to stop shooting threes? Jokic MVP. Hashtag Jokic MVP. When I look at OKC, I don't look at them as a 3-point shooting team. I look at Boston as a 3-point shooting team. I look at Golden State, some of the other teams. I mean, everybody shoot. Look, to say somebody's not, that's not true. Everybody's a 3-point shooting team, because I think a lot of teams shoot more threes than they damn should. But if you just go by averages, I mean, everybody's shooting on. I mean, they're getting up about 40 threes a game, well, maybe 50 between the two teams. But I think shooting for the three and not being aggressive, because they normally shoot 25 free throws a game. Shea normally gets to the free throw line. How many times did Shea get to the free throw line tonight? He got 11. So he's about average. He's like 11 to 12, 11 to, sometimes he gets to the free throw line 16, 17 times, but about 11 times about average. But only 3 guys shot free throws tonight. And one of them was a role player. He came off the bench. Jalen Williams was 1 for 2. Chet Holmgren was 1 for 3. Jalen Williams, 0 for. Hartenstein, 0 for. Lou Dort, 0 for. So 3 of you guys in your starting lineup didn't shoot a free throw, which tell me they're settling. Goes in, great. But if it don't, whew. Kemper Norwood Jr. said, my question is, what team is the best fit for Giannis when he leaves Milwaukee, not including Dallas or Miami?
Oh, well, shit. You just eliminated the best fit.
Yep. I think Houston will be a good fit. But the question is, does he really want it in the West? Don't mess with the West. Because Shingun and possibly Jalen Green and draft picks, pair him with Amin Thompson, Van Fleet, Dylan Brooks. You can switch everything. You got defenders. I would bring back, Steven Adams. But the question is, who has the players and the draft capital? Because that's what they're gonna want. I want draft capital, and I want players. Shingun is probably the best player you're gonna get. We'll see how that thing plays out. I mean, 3-4 years ago, we didn't think this was possible, but especially after they won the title. But they fire Bud, they break it up, and here we are. Zach Salario, I'm calling it Lakers 26 NBA champions. I like that. No Chill Will, Uncle Ocho, what sport do you think would have the best talking back moments? Huh? Talking back moments.
What do you mean?
I mean, football, basketball. Anytime it's hard. I mean, how you talk trash in baseball? I guess you could.
I love
knocked out the park on your
like
punk
to see
ass.
pitchers and batters go at it.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard because look, the guy can throw that pitch and hit you over your ribs, hit you your ass, hit you upside your head, your arm, wrist. So I don't really want to talk trash to the pitcher.
Hey, listen, bat flip. after hitting
Yeah.
the home run and watch what happens. You come back to that plate the next time.
Yeah. I'm on. That concludes this episode of Nightcap. Thank you for joining us. I am your favorite uncle, Shannon Sharpe, my partner and co-host, Liberty City's own Pro Bowler All-Pro, that's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit the like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your patience. Even when things don't go well, y'all ride it out with Uncle Ocho. So we appreciate that. And Ocho and I can't thank you enough. Please make sure you make sure you check out Shea by Laportier. We have it in stock. And if you can't find it in a city or a state near you, it's the best tasting premium cognac on the market. If you can't find it in a city or state near you, order it online. We'll ship it directly to your door. Please drink responsibly and stay safe. Try it. You will not be disappointed. Check out Shay Media on all of its platforms and my clothing company 84. The link is pinned in the chat. Supplies are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone. Tickets for our Not Safe for Work tour are on sale. Baltimore, Philly, Charlotte, LA, Miami, NYC, Chicago, and Detroit. Tickets can be found at shayshaymedia.com/tour. That's shayshaymedia.com/tour. Go get your tickets now and check out Uncle Ocho. You won't be disappointed. Thank you guys for joining us again for Nightcap. I am Unc. He's Ocho. We will see you tomorrow night. Game 6, Knicks versus Celtics.